role of a music supervisor is to kind of oversee all musical aspects on a film or production. And so yes, early on, get sent the scripts, quite often meet the showrunner, directors, or at least the lead director on a show, and then go through all of the scripts. Kind of, I naturally just make notes as I go all the way through. So anything that's scripted, but also looking for moments that might not be scripted, whereby you could feature music. You know, my role is to obviously hire the right players, the musicians. We work very closely, particularly on Bridgerton season 1 and 2 with the National Symphony Orchestra. They have incredible, talented musicians. So I'm then also preparing all of the sheet music. So working very closely with the props and art department, as well as graphics, having all the audio for playback, working with sound, ensuring they have everything they need. There's a lot of kind of the behind the scenes stuff that happens in my world before the actual day. And then on the day I'm there in case there's any questions or if anything should go wrong, which it doesn't. With Bridgerton, it was a very unique project, particularly with stuff like the balls, because I was handling all of the on-camera music. We were kind of challenged to kind of figure out and navigate how we were going to make that work. So the dancers having one track in their ear and then the musicians having something else, but that timing-wise works together. And that might be as simple as just a click track for the musicians to have in their ear while they're miming to the music to keep them in time with the dancers, which is a more commercial track. So yeah, as I say, at the beginning we were like, how are we gonna do this? I don't know how to do this. But we found that we got there. Classical musicians can't mime to, you know, a commercial track that's a pop track. It just won't work. So actually, the approach was to have new sheet music created by a writer, composer, musician who I've worked very closely with. And she has kind of taken each of the tracks and each of the edits and then created, so the pop tracks and modern tracks, and created sheet music from that. So I send her a breakdown of like, there's 8 musicians, there's a harpist, there's, you know, 3 string players, and there's a cellist, etc. And she's gone away and actually created completely new original sheet music, very simplified for them to be moving in time with the dancers and with everything else that's happening around. So it's an unusual way of doing it, but it's also the only way we could kind of figure out how to do it in order for it to work and give that freedom in post.
I'm the production sound mixer. Then there's Johnny White, he's the main boom operator, and then there's Lizzie King, who's the second assistant sound, and there's Phil Stander, the trainee. You know, for production sound, you know, we want to record the dialogue. It's not really much else we're interested in, but also we need to facilitate Sarah Bridges' music coming in. Now the church scene was quite complex because we filmed it in October. It gets dark quite early, so they had to have all these lights outside which do make a noise. You have to think about the church is quite a big church. It's literally on Piccadilly, so there was, you know, sirens, buses, you know, stuff going past. You know, central London is zone 1, so it's noisy. On a day like that, we're going to have everyone in. You know, the whole Bridgerton family is going to be there. The Sharmas are there, Lady Danbury, the Queen. You know, the problems are is we can't put 30 radio mics out because of frequency. We have a very small frequency block we can use in the UK. For the wedding especially, we just put the microphones on everyone, and then depending which bit of the scene we were doing, we juggled around the transmitters. So we generally only had to have 7 or 8 transmitters out. We'll hide a mic behind a cravat or under the lapel, and then it'll be like, oh, well, actually they're speaking most of this scene to the right, so can we swap the side of the lapel? So my team always going in and getting up close with them. And it's nice now, after however many weeks of doing Bridgerton 2 seasons, to have a laugh and a joke with them when the time's right. Your brain is very clever in that, you know, you can tell something sounds wrong if you've got this close-up perspective sound here, but the person is surrounded by 3 meters of air all around them and the voice sounds close up. You know, you don't expect to get that voice until there's like a sort of shot like this, where if it's a big wide, most people, you know, your brain isn't going to like the fact that you've got close-up sound on a big wide. You know, to keep the boom on the edge of the frame, I can relay to Johnny and Lizzie what the headroom is on each shot, and You know, I can give them feedback, oh, you know, they're punching in a bit, it's 6 inches on, you know, on Kate's head, or it's, you know, 12 inches on Lady Danbury, and I can keep them informed as to what the shot is.
You will never meet my eyes in the same manner you met my sisters on that altar.
I feel the scene works when I feel engaged with the characters on the screen, and I'm not, you know, for me personally, I'm not wandering off into the technical aspects of it. I go on Twitter and I'll search Bridgerton bad sound, you know, and after season 1 there was nothing. You know, that's it. As long as people aren't commenting on the sound, then we've done a good job.